Welcome to another Bean Outdoor product pick. This month we're going to take a look at the Obsession Bow Fusion 6. We've been a dealer for Obsession bows over the last few years. About a month or so ago we got in the Delta 6 and was very pleased with that bow. Shorter axle to axle. This one's a little bit longer, and we're going to go over the specs of this bow. Obsession bows has been on the map the last few years. They're based out of Georgia. They are having a tremendous growth spurt because of some of their innovative technologies and speed and smoothness that they offer. Because of that, it is very critical that if you want a bow to pre-order that bow, because they're very tough to get a hold of. Obsession is doing some things to circumvent that. One thing they're doing is bringing in some of their decoration and some of their manufacturing parts in-house instead of having that done outsourced, so to hopefully make it more available as far as getting parts and getting items in, so that you can have a faster turnaround time. We've sold, the most we've sold has been the Fusion 6 this year so far, but as soon as we get bows in from Obsession, most of the time they're sold, spoken for, or they don't stay around here very long just because of their popularity. So I encourage you to pre-order and make sure that you get one on time. But this is the Fusion 6. The Fusion 6 is 32¼ inch axle to axle bow. It is a 6-inch brace height bow. This bow IBOs at 356 feet per second is their advertised speed. This particular bow is a 28-inch draw with a 60-pound limbs, and IBO they're claiming right around 350 feet per second with a 60-pound limb. However, that's not with a 28-inch draw. So keep that in mind. One thing about Obsession, they offer a full customization straight from their shop as far as string colors, cam colors, and limb and riser colors. One thing about basically all bow companies is that they'll offer a variety of limb and riser colors depending on what you want. But Obsession gives you cam options, and as far as color and string colors as well. Okay, so this is how the bow looks. Very nice pattern as far as the cutouts go. This is exactly how the bow comes stock. We'll go over the dampening first. Each limb, okay, is a split limb design. It has a dampener in both limbs. Okay. It does have your speed knocks here, okay, in your string. There's also a string stop here, okay, to help with vibration, stop that, and then you also have a dampener there as well. Your cable slide and cable guard here, and I'll try to get that at an angle where you can see that better. It also has a limb saver dampener there as well. Okay. So with that said, the cams on this particular bow are red. I think you can get orange, you can get black. There's a couple different options. I don't want to leave something out, but you can check them out on their website, and you can call us as well. The cam in and of itself has a pretty nice design and look as far as the cutouts go. The red looks very nice with this camo color, and I'll get into that in just a minute. These bows do have a limb stop, and you can see that here, okay, and so that gives it a very solid back wall, and I'll get into that in just a minute. This is the other cam, and you can see the string stop here, and you can see the cam, and it says Fuel the Obsession there on the cam. You can get a variety of string options as well. You can get red and black, white and black, I think black and silver. This is the red and black strings here, and I'll try to get in there close so you can see those. Okay. This particular camo is the Blood Trail, and is red and black. Hopefully the black will show up pretty good on this. If you take a look at it at the video, hopefully that red and black will show up very nicely. But with the red cams, the red and black strings, and the Blood Trail camo, this bow looks very, very sharp, just cosmetically. Very nice, and even my wife, when I got it out of the box, she took a look at it and she said, "Is that your bow?" And I said, "No, I'm going to do a video with it." And she said that that she even liked, and she's a non-hunter. So I really like how you can customize it, and you can give that custom feel that tailored for your particular eye. Okay. But this is the Fusion 6. I'm going to draw it a few times so that you can get a good idea of how the draw cycle is, and I'm going to try to let down and do some of those things that I normally do. The grip, I like the grip on this bow. It's a little bit, or kind of similar to an Elite grip, maybe just a hair chubbier, if I can say that word, as far as the way it feels. Like I tell everyone, everybody's hand's different and their feel is different, and there's different things that you can modify to make the grip more suitable for your particular hand. Okay, so with that said, I have just a whisker biscuit on here, and a little knock point, and I'm going to draw this back a few times, shoot it, and then the first time I'm going to just pull it back and shoot it, so you can just kind of see how the draw cycle and everything, the sound of the shot, and then I'll talk about the shot, and then we'll go back and I'll let down and stuff so you can see that. Okay, I am normally a 29-inch draw, and this bow is set at 28-inch. Something else to note on these flagship bows of Obsession this year, the Fusion 6, Fusion 7, and the Delta 6, as they are cam Pacific draw, meaning that this bow set at 28-inch. If you want to switch it to 29 or 28.5 or whatever, the cams have to be swapped out. Okay, there's no rotating module that you just unscrew and screw back in like you see from some other bow companies. And actually, Obsession still offers some bows that are draw Pacific modules, but this Fusion 6, 7, and Delta 6, however, are cam Pacific. So the cam has to be taken off. Both cams have to be taken off and swapped out. It is a dual track binary cam system as well. So with that said, let's draw it back and see what we see. All right. Make sure you can get a good feel here. Very, very smooth draw. It is set at 60 pounds. Most of the time I shoot 65 roughly. And let me make quick mention of that. With Obsession, you can get 70-pound limbs, you can get 65-pound limbs, 60 limbs, I think 50. It may go even lower than that. I tend to gravitate to that 65-pound limb. As most people are aware, bows tend to perform most efficiently and best at peak weight, and that 65-pound limb is just a great in-between that I like. Not too much on the 70 for me, and not too light on the 60. But this bow is extremely smooth. The draw cycle to me is just smooth the whole way out. There is no, on some bows, especially speed bows, you'll kind of draw back and then you'll kind of go, you'll get that hump, and that hump is just where it's stacking up, where you're building all that power. For a speed bow, this is just smooth the whole way through. The back wall is very solid, but there's dual string stop, limb stop, on both cams. Very solid back wall, so you can pull back forever. It's not going to budge. It's not going anywhere. And the shot itself, super quiet right out of the box. You could hear there's very little noise. The only noise you hear is when it hits target. There's just a slight amount of vibration, hand shock, so small that a stabilizer would take that out. Okay, you can tune with it some more and probably tune that out without a stabilizer, but with a stabilizer you can get that right out of the bow. Okay, now what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to draw the bow back like I normally do, and I'm going to draw back and I'm going to let down so you can kind of see the valley and see where the bow wants to kind of start to go through its cycle here. Okay, so we'll draw it back. All right, and we're at full draw, and I'm going to just let down ever so little. If you can see right there, it's not a whole lot of, for a speed bow, it's not a want to jerk your arm off, but it's a very small valley. Okay, so Some bows you kind of have to just push them forward almost, and to make them go ahead and want to shoot. This bow is very, very small, but it's not a real. It's not like I don't really know how to describe it. I know with some bows, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's some bows that have that same type valley in them, but it seems like the more they want to jump the strings is more severe than this bow is. Okay, if that makes any sense. As far as I'm concerned, this is a great shooting bow. This would be a great hunting bow or 3D bow or combination bow because you got speed to burn, a smooth draw, and some of that could be because it's not at my draw length either. If at 29 with the D-loop and everything set up for me, I may be a little more comfortable. I'm trying to hold at a draw length that's not set up for me, and that's that could be some of that as well. But this is the Fusion 6, and we sell the whole Obsession line, where we can get you any bow that you want, any configuration you want, draw length, draw weight, any decoration colors that you want. This bow in particular is for sale. These bow MSRP, I believe, around $949. We can ship these bows, so that's not a problem if you're not local to us. Our website is www.beanoutdoors.com. Our email address is eric@beanoutdoors.com. When you go to our website, you can also click the contact us and go to our email, and you can shoot us an email, and we'll be glad to help you all we can. You can also inquire about our current specials we may or may not be running on these particular bows. Our phone number is 336-564-2400. If you don't get us, leave a message. Normally returning calls within 1 business day, sometimes sooner than that, normally within the hour, but at the latest 1 business day. But we'll be glad to help you all we can. This is the Obsession Bows Fusion 6. Thanks for watching, and we'll have more Obsession bows in the future.